My tupuna wa tohunga, they help heal people. So I believe I was blessed with the ability to be able to help people, and that's all I've ever wanted to do.
Claire Wihongi-Matene says she helps by making hundreds of dentures for people in need, something the authorities say is illegal.
Hi, Richard.
Good afternoon, Claire, our tooth fairy.
And on the main street in Kaikohe, it's not hard to find someone who this tooth fairy has helped.
Do you go to the dentist to get your teeth pulled out, or do you...?
No, I pull them out myself.
That's the case for many here in Kaikohe. The Hui revealed last month people are resorting to pulling out their own teeth because they can't afford basic dental care.
A couple of times I was sat at the dinner table, maybe 2 o'clock in the morning, and trying to use the pliers and a cloth to pull it out. Yeah, that's how bad the pain gets.
And if you can't afford even basic dental care, paying thousands to get teeth replaced with dentures is simply out of the question. Privately, how many dentures have you made or repaired over the years, overall?
I don't know. Hundreds of people.
It's here at this cabin beside her whare where Claire's helped hundreds of desperate people.
I started off with like aunties and uncles and, you know, the whānau, and just helping them out, and then of course word of mouth. They told their friends, and next minute, like, you know, I just had people coming from all over. I felt that obligation to my people that I need to do this mahi.
And it's mahi she's good at. Her fine arts degree in sculpture and her jewellery making skills were a natural fit for creating false teeth.
Like, it's an artist's dream, really, working in the dental industry, because there's so many cool materials and processes and techniques.
It led to a decade of making dentures at labs in Auckland and Hamilton.
Pretty much worked on all areas of making dentures, from set-ups and wax-ups to also doing like implant work.
So you were doing everything except taking the moulds?
Yeah.
9 years ago, the mother of 5 moved back home to the far north, taking her denture equipment with her.
People would rock up in the driveway and they're like, "Are you the tooth fairy?" And I'd just say, "Oh, yeah, what do you need?" And it was like really hard to just turn people away, because like I had the skill to do it.
But while Claire was allowed to make dentures, she was not allowed to take moulds, which requires putting your hands in a client's mouth. Moulds can only be done by a dentist or clinical dental technician, which takes a minimum of 4 years university-level training.
I guess the need just got greater, and I saw that the needs weren't getting met. You'd have kuia and kaumātua with just like no teeth. The young people, you know, women like our age, their whole adult life, they haven't been able to smile.
Claire says when she saw how desperate people were, she felt compelled to help. And with the backing of her community, she got to work.
So yeah, I just started doing what I felt that I needed to do.
So word got out and the locals sought out Claire because she was affordable. One client was quoted $3,500 for dentures through a dentist. Could you afford that?
No, I rent. I'm not a homeowner. We still need to keep a roof over our head. My teeth will just have to wait.
Avis Stewart had all her teeth removed, but without them, this former treaty negotiator struggled to find work.
How did that leave you feeling, not being able to find work because of your teeth?
It's degrading. I still have a little bit of vanity, but I don't drink. What I enjoy is having my moho smiling and having food on the table. That's what I've been taught.
To work hard.
To work hard and to feed my family.
Where would you be without what Claire has done for you?
I would be sitting at home living on 60 cents a week. Not going out, too scared, too embarrassed to go out. It's a service that could never have been done if we didn't have people like Claire.
In 2015, Claire signed up to be a dentures supplier for WINS clients. She filled out the paperwork and was approved, and over the next 4 years received $193,000 to make and repair dentures for 205 WINS clients, an average of around $900 per person.
The form that you filled out when you registered with WINS, did you, anywhere in there, did you write or imply that you were a qualified, registered dental technician?
No, absolutely not.
Nowhere in there?
Nowhere. There isn't anywhere in there that asks for any of that information.
So you were never asked for that information?
No.
But after 4 years of making dentures with WINS funding, the relationship would come to an abrupt end.
And then one day in April last year, the Ministry of Health and the police came zooming down into your property. What happened? What was going on?
I was a bit dumbfounded because I was just like, what are they here for? It felt like I was, you know, getting raided for drugs or something like that, or there'd been a really serious incident in our house.
And then they came through here and they raided your cabin here, is that right?
Yes, I was made to feel like a criminal.
The Ministry of Health charged Claire with 7 offences, including claiming to be a clinical technician when she wasn't and performing a restricted activity.
One of the allegations against you by the Ministry of Health is that when they came in here, it was unhygienic, it was unsafe. They found beetles and insects mixed in with the dentures. What do you say to those allegations?
Often I have the windows open for ventilation because you're working with chemicals and things like that. So we live by the bush, you know, and you get beetles flying in and things like that. But I mean, when a denture is finished, you give it a good clean. You make sure that you sterilise it before anything goes anywhere near the patient. Since then, I've had the walls lined, I've had proper flooring put in. You know, when you're working with plaster and resin and things like that, just stuff goes everywhere. So no matter how much you clean it, there's always dust in the air.
Was it unhygienic? Was it unsafe?
No.
Coming up, we speak to a dentist who is critical of Claire.
So you're saying you think that she had the best intentions at the beginning for her community, but that she was reckless because she was unregistered and unqualified. Kia ora.
And we meet some of Claire's former clients.
How was Claire's work?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
Claire, she's changed my life.
These are the faces and smiles of some of the many people Claire Wihongi-Matene has helped. Showing off their dentures, dozens have turned out to highlight just how great the need is for affordable dental care in Northland.
I've got my McLean smile back, and her dentures are as good as the teeth that I had when I was 20 years old, basically. Claire, she's changed my life. She's,
She's changed your life.
This hui at Claire's local marae is a show of support from her former clients, concerned that Claire is facing criminal charges for making affordable dentures.
Claire came into the cowshed one day and put my teeth in, and I've never been back to it. Is that not a compliment that ranks up with the best?
I've known her for 2 years and she's out there, not to make the big money like everybody else. She's out there for the people and she's just as good as anyone that is certified. In fact, I'd say she's better.
Many purchase their dentures with WINS grants and say agency staff recommended Claire's work.
WINS was really happy to promote Claire because she was getting a good reputation in her work. And I was very pleased because it was half the price.
Down the road from the marae, we spoke to another former client, community leader Moe Milne.
How are you, Moe?
Moe had had issues with multiple dentures before turning to Claire.
They fixed the first plate, it broke, and I don't know why that happened. I went back and it cost me another $1,500 to get that repaired. That broke. The next quote I got was going to cost a lot more than that, and I went, can't keep doing this.
You're a working person, you'd already paid $5,000 and you couldn't afford to pay anymore.
Yeah.
And what did you do? You went to Claire?
I went to Claire.
How was Claire's work?
Oh, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. My teeth from Claire, I've had no problems whatsoever.
It's understood the Ministry of Health launched its investigation not after complaints from clients, but from local dentists. While in Kaikohe, we spoke to one dentist who said dozens of Claire's clients came to them because they were unhappy with Claire's dentures.
A lot of people have come in with complaints, have they? Okay.
The dentist wouldn't go on camera, but explained some of the complaints.
Some of the dentures wouldn't fit properly and poor materials were being used. Okay, so you're saying you think that she had the best intentions at the beginning for her community, but that she was reckless because she was unregistered and unqualified. Did you carry out poor quality work in terms of the dentures that you made or repaired for any of your clients?
Not to my knowledge. So I've tried to the best of my ability. There is a small percentage of jobs that are quite difficult, and it's quite difficult to get a good outcome sometimes, or they just maybe, you know, for some people probably they just didn't realise what dentures felt like, and they just thought it was going to be quite easy. You know, you do have to persevere a lot with dentures and keep wearing them and let your mouth adjust. If there is an imperfection in a job, I'll point it out to them and I'll say, look, if you're not happy with anything, come back, let me know.
Did you put people at risk by doing this work unregistered?
I don't believe I have.
And the issue of whether or not Claire was registered to carry out the work will be key to her defence. Claire believes that under Te Whakaputanga, the New Zealand Declaration of Independence, signed 5 years before the Treaty of Waitangi, she is entitled to make dentures with the endorsement of her community.
Claire, we're here in Waitangi, where you have the support of your people, don't you?
Yes, I do. Our kaumātua, our kuia, our people from many hapu throughout Northland, even further than Northland, support me in my mahi.
But the government says that you're not registered to be a dental technician.
Under LAW, I'm not, but under Tikanga Māori and LORE, I am registered. The acceptance of my people is the registration that I have.
And many in Claire's community agree. They're upset the Ministry of Health has laid charges against her and she's facing fines of nearly $200,000.
She has stood up and made teeth for us that we couldn't afford, that they say she is unlicensed to make. That's in their waka. In our waka, the very fact that we tautoko her gives her licence to practice. Otherwise, we wouldn't knock on her door. It's pretty simple.
Should Claire be allowed to continue to practice?
Absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely. Well, because she could be the template for future rangatahi to follow along in her footsteps, to do exactly what she's doing, to help our people.
We asked both the Ministry of Health and Social Development for an interview, but were told they wouldn't comment on this case as it's before the courts. For Claire, the future remains uncertain as she awaits her court trial. But seeing the smiles of the hundreds she's helped brings her solace. How does it make you feel that so many people have come out to support you?
Absolutely grateful. I'm quite overwhelmed and really humbling.
You are facing 7 charges brought by the Ministry of Health. Where does that leave you now?
Well, yeah, where does it look like I'm staring down the barrel of that? But at the end of the day, under the eyes of our atua, I don't feel I've done anything wrong. And under the eyes of my people, I'm happy. And so if that's what they want, if that's what they're going to do to me, that's what I just have to accept the consequences of that.